This is the Free Art School where we talk about things you learn the hard way living as an artist, both practical and meaningful. And today I get to talk to a wonderful person, great artist who I've had the pleasure to know for many years, Sara Greenberger-Rafferty.
I remember thinking that the first step was really just getting a studio and making my work and going to studio all the time. And I definitely could see that discipline I was really good at, and the other things like inviting random people over to my studio, going and meeting people and asking things of them, that I didn't know. I didn't know the extent to which it was going to be so important to my career or the visibility of my work that I was like cool because I'm not cool. So, like, I didn't realize that I had like a very Midwestern, like, okay, I'm going to have discipline. I'm going to work really hard. I'm going to do the best I can. I'm going to be smart. And that's the ingredients. I didn't really know that like it was an option to instead just be cool. It doesn't matter. I couldn't have been that person if I tried. Um,
Yeah, I mean,
but
I've just tried to say similar things about myself to people and who are maybe a curator type person, a cool one, a friend, like a good one. And she's like, yeah, but this thing that you think is not cool is actually more like profoundly cool.
oh no, I agree. But I think like you know what I'm talking about when I think when you can pinpoint certain, I mean, it's like everything successful, whatever you define success. For me, like there's so many different definitions, but let's say there are plenty of artists who, even though they're really good artists, probably got access to certain platforms because they were good at partying. I'm sorry, it's just true.
Yeah, because they
It's just
socialize
true.
with people who
Yeah,
want them around. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm going home and like watching movies with my husband at night. I'm like maybe going out and then Irish goodbying, you know, after a couple of openings, not talking to anyone, not trying to talk to anyone. So,
All that sounds great to me.
yeah, I'm not saying that I don't think I'm cool, like I
Yeah, I'm
do.
sorry. It was too simple of a
Yeah,
comment, but some people are real social animals or social extroverts, so their practice can be the networking.
yeah. And it helps, even if you know, it's like every little, and I get it, like, you know, I think a lot in terms of sports metaphors. You know, you should take every little thing that you can to be a better competitor, right? Every little advantage that you can eke out of your little, you know, body. Um, but psychically, I'm not able to do that personally. And if I tried, I'd be come off as a complete weirdo. So it would backfire.
Yeah,
So,
that's like
you know,
knowing where to put your energy to your best
yeah.
advantage.
So all I can do is make my work and put my head down and be a good person is very important to me. Good community member, have integrity, keep my spine.
Any parallels with art making and comedy?
I mean, it's kind of the same. It's like, again, it's both. The parallels are what I was talking about earlier. Like your persona, your artwork is bound up in yourself, and you can't change certain inalienable characteristics so that invention is much easier than reinvention. And I think that's just the things that probably I'm thinking about mostly coming from, you know, this phase where I've been at it a pretty long time.
Is there any constructive advice you would have liked to have had when you were younger?
I think everyone has to go through their own thing. For me, any advice that I can think of when I was younger, I would have been like, nah, fuck that. You know, like enjoy your life. It doesn't matter. It's not a race. It's not based on how hard you work in this field. You know, have hobbies when you're younger, be more freewheeling. You don't have to move to New York right after school. You can try and travel. You can be nomadic. Like, having an interesting life is just, and an interesting interiority and being exposed to things is just as important to be an artist than clocking hours in your studio, you know? But like, if anyone had told me that when I was younger, I would have been like, get out of my face. Like, I can't do that. I can't travel. I can't do hobbies. I want a studio. I want to live in New York. Like, I want to do, I'm anxious to get started, like to get in it. I want to be part of it. So I think, before you have any responsibilities, like when you truly are just a free-wheeling person, or if you're lucky enough to not have educational debt that you have to pay off, immediately, yeah, try and have as low of like a footprint as possible and just experience life. Okay.
Hey, do you have a lot of digital files? Do you have archive software?
Yeah. I mean, I don't love how it is. It's all imperfect, but I do. Yeah. Do you?
Yeah, I have Art Record, and then
Oh
I
yeah, I use
also have
that.
a bunch of stuff in the cloud and two different servers with it's driving me crazy. They're like slightly different, like 75% the same, 25% different.
Yeah, I have some
Madness.
redundancy that I just like stress out over, but I'd rather have redundancy than the lack of redundancy. I have like a network attached storage that has everything, so it's both in the cloud and on actual hard drives.
Oh, yeah.
I don't love it. I like my old system better, but that stopped getting updated. It like went out of business.
Mm.
And
Mm.
I have plenty of things burned on CDs that and DVDs that will never see the light of day again
Oh,
because
yeah. I
they
put a lot of,
destroyed themselves.
yeah, I put effort into burning things onto DVDs made with gold, not silver. Said last longer.
Guess what?
Yeah.
And those ones last the shortest. Like I did that for a few things where I was like, the gold ones, everyone says the gold ones. And then I have gold CDs that and DVDs that you can't
Yeah.
get jack shit off of.
Yeah, sometimes I open ones and there's just like some corrupted icon where there was a file.
Yeah.
Hmm, sad. Maybe I would have liked advice well, cloud wasn't an option. That's why we're putting it on all these disks.
Yeah, I mean that was the advice.
I think the advice was like also like make a copy of your hard drive and then like mail it somewhere else in case there's a fire in one location. They're physically in two locations.
Yeah, I never did that because that was too stressful, but I remember that and if you have the real thing
Like,
in terms of art. I mean, there's also just like one of the things that's amazing, like let's say that Jack Whitten, the letters, like those would be emails today, and I have zero point 0.0 sense of how to archive and save emails related to my practice. Of course, it's like feels so self-important to think like anyone's going to care anything about anything I made or said or did. But I think you do have to have a little bit of self-delusion that like your work is going to be of significance, at least for me.
oh
Does
yeah.
that sound crazy? I mean,
No, not at all. Also, we're speaking English and the English culture has like a real like record keeping vein in it. So
yeah,
might as well just go with it.
just go with it. Sure. I mean, at the same time, the water's going to come for everything,
Oh
or
yeah.
the fire,
Yeah.
or the cold, or
Yeah.
the heat.
Yeah. We're talking right after a huge studio building fire in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I know. I had some friends down there, and I had my first studio outside of my apartment was in that building
Oh,
in
really?
before I went to grad school. You were saying like grad school. Before I went to grad school, I want to say from like 2001 or 2002 to 2003 or something. I had a studio there.
Oh, wow.
I used to live in Red Hook, and then my studio was down close to there for 15 or so years. And
Is it like 500 studios or 150 studios or hundreds?
Yeah, and it's like a really old timber and brick studio, pretty like slapdash, I would say. I don't know. I mean, I hadn't been down there in so long, so maybe it got more like official,
You
but
mean like
I'm,
people throwing up studios in an old warehouse?
yeah.
Yeah.
But also there were some real businesses there.
Mm.
Like, not that studios are not real businesses, they totally are.
Different kinds
But
of business.
there were some businesses that like employed people. Yeah, the water and the fire are going to come for it all.
Mm. Okay. Yeah.
Is that is that ending on a good note?
It's okay. It's a live in the now moment kind of message. Like,
I
don't
mean,
worry about it too
you
much.
gotta do both. You gotta do both. It's like I had this moment at the beginning of COVID when I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna have to get rid of my studio. And I have all this work from 30 years of making work. And it's not a real test because I didn't have to do it, but I really sat with myself for a long time and I decided that if it came down to having to throw out everything I've ever made in a dumpster so that I could have space to keep working on new stuff,
Oh yeah.
I would rather do that than hold on to the old stuff. And that was a really clarifying thought. Not that I'm on purpose throwing out everything and just, letting go of the archive and all that, but like if I were in a corner,
And you had to pick one.
it'd be the most important thing is to be able to keep making work for as long as I can in my life. And that really like made me happy, even though it was like a grim thought.
Well, that's a great place to end it then, I think.
Okay.
Yay. I really appreciate everything you've had to say. I'm,
Thank you for
yeah.
including me, Mariah.
What? Thank you for making this. Okay. Take care.